Hi, beautiful children of God. I was just trying to finish my life's reflection, my part two. Um, well, like I said, I have been going back looking at my life. And part one, I left off when I was 16 years old and my granny had died. Um, so I'll just continue from there. So, um, after her death, I just seemed like it just seemed like I was in a real dark place. I didn't talk to anyone about it. I didn't even really think I had anyone that I could talk to. I had gone from loving school, being on the honor roll every every grade period up until my granny got sick, which was once I graduated 8th grade and went into high school. All of from the time I got in school from kindergarten to 8th grade, I had never missed a day of school. I loved school. I had been on the honor roll every marking period until when she got sick, just when I graduated 8th grade, just skipping high school, started having sex, and just didn't really care. I went from loving school to like hating school and fighting all the time, and just I guess being angry but not knowing how to channel that anger. And after she died, I was just in a really dark place. When I was 17, I ended up moving to Alabama and staying with my dad that year for a year from when I was 17 till I was 18. And he had never really been in my life, in and out of my life. But I loved him. I loved him dearly. I guess I didn't respect him. He still treated me like I was a little girl, which I did like because I used to get my way with him. But I was having sex, so at the same time, I was in my head like I was grown, and I would sneak boys in his house. He caught me one time, and he was angry with me, but I really didn't care. And then I got with my boyfriend, I guess my first really love, as you would say, your puppy love, and I stayed out all night with him at the hotel. I was 17, by the way, and came in, and my dad was just upset, telling me to get out his house and this, that, and the other. And I was like, fine, just let me get my stuff. And he kept trying to block me. He stayed at upstairs to his house, like a townhouse. And I don't know, it's just that he was trying to push me out, and we just started fighting. It's a shame to say, this man was, I think, what, 6'2". It's raining, you guys, so lights are blinking in and out. You hear the thunder. But 6'2", 200 and some pounds at that time, and my dad had to be like, I was 17, so he was like 52. And I just remember us fighting from my room all the way around in the bathroom. And right there where the bathroom was, there were some stairs. And I'm just fighting and just hitting him. And I was really winning, beating the brakes up off of him. And I seen the stairs, and I was right there. And it was like he tried to push me down the stairs. And I just remember grabbing his shirt and just running down the stairs with him. As I was running, his head was hitting the stairs, and as I got to the bottom of the stairs, he wasn't moving, and I just looked down and I was just screaming, "Daddy, Daddy." And his eyes was closed, and I just really thought I had killed him. And he laid there for a few seconds, and he looked up at me, and then he was like, "You should have been a boy, B." And then I just socked him right in his eye, black in his eye, and I walked out his house. I don't know what had come over me. I was just angry. Um, Stayed in Alabama, stayed with my uncle, and then eventually moved in with my boyfriend and his family. But I only stayed there, until I finished that school year out. And but me and my dad eventually started talking again. He wanted me to move back in with him, but I didn't. And I ended up going back to Chicago at the end of the summer, like when school got out. Mind you, I had stopped going to school like in, I want to say April or something like that. So I went back. My mommy sent for me. I went back and just still like in a dark place, depressed, but just still going on with life. At this point, got into an abusive relationship, and then that relationship ended. Got into another abusive relationship that ended up staying in that relationship for a decade plus. And during this time, I don't know, I just really didn't have respect for myself. As I look back on things, I really didn't love myself. Not realizing this, but that's what I come up with. Just taking anything. We cheated on each other. We were abusive. And this time of year, everybody around me was having kids. And I never really liked kids when I was growing up. But I just started falling in love with kids. Never really wanted to have kids. But I fell in love with them. And my brother was going through a divorce, and he ended up getting my nephew, and somehow I ended up getting him, adopting him, and my niece. And it was like I found my happiness again. I loved these kids with my all. I gave them everything that I could, did things with them, spoiled them to death. And at this time, the guy I was with, he got 5 years in jail. And during that time, me and the kids, we just bonded. We were just so happy together. And he ended up getting out of jail. And I had gone from working and having us our own apartment to basically just running up after him and just hopping from house to house with the kids. And it's not like we had money. He was a drug dealer, made lots and lots of money, but we just didn't have our priorities straight. I didn't have my priorities straight for them. And how I look at it is like, and it just hurts that I picked him over them. And, in the summer, they would go to their moms, and on Christmas break, they would go to their mom. She lived in Alabama. And I remember when they went in 1999, the millennium was coming, and we were just sitting and laughing and talking about it. And they went, and I know that they felt some tension and that things weren't going right. between me and him. He never hit me or did anything to me in front of them, but I had black eyes. They would see. This year they went home, and this was the first year he was out of jail. And they wanted to stay with their mom, so I let them stay. And I was just devastated. My happy was gone. My motivation, they were just everything to me, my motivation. And I could just remember at that time just being in a darker place. And I just remember days of just laying there on my mommy's floor. I couldn't get up, I couldn't move, I couldn't eat. The only time I would get up is to use the bathroom. And she would go to work and I would just lay there and sleep all day. I was just so depressed. I think this had gone for like a week. And I remember one day she came home and I was just laying there on the floor, just balled up. And she had asked me, I know I hadn't been bathing or anything. And she was like, you've been laying here all day. You need to get up, Tasha. You need to get up and just get yourself together. And I got up. I was still angry. I just went home. And I just laid there for a few more days. And I just cried and cried. And mind you, this guy, he was in Peoria. So I just got on a bus and went back to Peoria. And it was just like my whole world was just falling apart just around me. I could just literally see it falling apart. And I just kept praying like, God, help me. Just help me. And I knew it was him. It was my dude. It was him. And I just could remember praying, Lord, if he's not for me, take him out of my life. But I knew I wasn't strong enough to just walk away. And during this time, it was like 3 different people that I met that I had just met at that instant. And they just out of nowhere just told me to leave them. And I knew that was God speaking because I would always ask for signs. And I knew this was God speaking through these people. And I just ignored them. One day we got into it really bad. And I went to my sister's house. I remember my cousin called me and told me that he was on crack. And it was like, that was just the last piece that was holding things together. And from that day on, I left. I left him and I never went back. When I look back on this time in my life, these years, once again, I just thank God for having me, for keeping me, for protecting me and loving me. Because there are so many things that went on at this time, so many things that happened in this period. I had started smoking weed when I got like about 25 years old, and trying to drink. I was never really a drinker, but I'll drink here and there. Never did any other hard drugs. Never wanted to. I never even wanted to smoke weed. But it was just a way to escape, to not feel, to not care. And I know the environment I was in, being on the streets, and I didn't even have to be on the streets because I had a home, had a mother that loved me, had family that loved me. It was just that I went out there and it was just seems like it was so enticing and so much fun, and the people were having so much fun making fast money, and I was drawn into it like a moth to fire. And the thing about it is, I never had my kids out there with me because I knew that this wasn't the life that I wanted them to lead. I never had them hanging with me. They aren't street at all. Nothing street about them. But I had a mom that constantly prayed for me. When I got 19, I went back in the church and started praying again, and just opened back up to God. And in a sense, I had never left him because I was saved. I just had to find my way back. And he lets his sheep wander. He lets them wander off. But he never lets them get out of sight. He never lets them get too far to where he can't reach them. See, God, he knows his plan for me. And he knew that at that time in my life I had to go through these things because he was building my character, building my faith in him. And he just wanted me to trust him. And I did in a sense, but I just was so gone that I just wanted to do what I wanted to do, and he allowed me. But he kept me. So, that was the first 32 years of my life. So the last and final part 3 I'll do when I finish reflecting on that. It may take me a couple of days, but I think this is really therapeutic for me. It's helping me. And I just want to share with you guys and to be transparent and to show you that I am full of flaws and God still loves me. He still loves me no matter what. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, thank you. And no matter what happens in life, give your kids a Christian foundation. Introduce them to God so that they can come back. So, I just want you guys to know that I love you and that this is really helping me. And thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments, and whatever situation you're in, just hold on and have faith in God. Will get you out of that situation. He loves you, and he only wants the best for us. He's our Father. What parent don't want the best for their kids? And he wants the best for us. So you just have to stay in prayer and keep praying and just have faith that your situation will change. We have to reap what we've sown, so put out more good seeds. keep praying. Just keep praying and praying and praying and believing and have faith. So I love you guys and have a blessed day and don't forget to pray.